morning. It is June 11th, 2020, in the wackiest year yet. How are you guys? Good?
Doing good.
Cool. So we were just talking about we're going to find a new time for tea time because a lot of folks, now that they're back at work, are struggling to join at 9 a.m., which I think we all kind of anticipated. Hi, Caitlin. It's so cute. So we can maybe do a little conversation in the tea time chat about what would work best for people moving forward. So that's the first thing. And then look this afternoon, this evening, look out for a few messages from Sophia and I. We are redoing the itinerary for the retreat because we have an extra day. Hooray. And if you can't make it to the whole thing, that's fine. We can make it work. But please find a way to reserve your spot in some capacity. If you can't pay the full freight right now, that's totally fine. But what were we saying for just even reserving your spot? So,
well, the full price is $129. So I was just thinking, I don't know, 60, pretty much half.
Hi, Della. Yay.
Hi,
Okay.
Della.
What are the dates again for that?
Okay, so, and Kristen, do you know about our retreat?
A little bit, not a lot.
Okay,
Cool.
So our retreat is July 31st to August 3rd. So it's a Friday to Monday. Hi, Della.
Yay.
And so the full rate for lodging is $129. And if you want to reserve your spot, you can pay in full, or you can pay $60 just to
Hold reserve.
Yeah. For now. Yeah, perfect.
And we have how many spots left?
I have to check the spreadsheet. I think we have 10.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
And people from other teams are dying to get on this. So if we want to reserve it for this part of our community. Yeah.
Right.
But you never know. So groovy. New itinerary coming your way. New tea time coming your way. Other announcements. We have, obviously, the reset starts on Monday. And if you haven't already, there's a link in Tea Time to sign up to do either a live video on a topic that you can watch past topics and get some inspiration. I know Caitlin did an amazing one last time. And then there's also offerings in terms of yoga, Pilates, whatever. I mean, it doesn't have to be a workout. If you are sitting there and you're I don't know what to contribute, talk to us and we can get creative. It doesn't need to be a traditional offering that you find. Get creative with it. You have incredible skills, share them with the world, right? And then the allyship group is starting the Monday after, which is going to be really cool. If you guys want on team call, I recommend going back and watching it. Angie did an amazing job speaking to kind of the whole concept. She just is so well spoken on it. But basically, we're going to be reading together, listening to Me and White Supremacy, which is going to be awesome. So we can support Layla. And there's very specific ways to be in circle that she wants her book to be explored in circle and community. So we're going to be honoring kind of her wishes, and there'll be more information on that coming. Just know that that's coming and you can invite anyone. It's just I think a really cool offering that the Abundance Project has, and to get people together, have this conversation, have the hard conversations, do the inner work, and also show people what our community is all about. We give a fuck, and I think that's really an important piece where people might not be in a community that really cares and wants to do the work. So it's a really cool thing to be able to invite people. Anything else you want to add, Soph?
Sorry, I was muted. I think just my number one focus the past couple of days have been filling up this offering sign-up sheet. And since we're doing 10-day reset this time instead of 7, which I know the last one was 10, but the one before that, that was this one, which I'm making it sound super confusing. is 10 days, so we have 20 spots to fill. I might just share my screen with you guys really quick and show you what we have left in case anyone feels called to offer something. Oh, here it is. Okay. Hang on. Now I lost my Zoom.
One of those mornings.
Oh, can you enable me to share my screen, please?
Oh, is it me that won't let you?
Yeah.
It's a new setting. You have
I'm
to
so
allow
weird.
everyone in the
Um,
beginning of the meeting.
Okay, I'm just gonna make you a host.
Okay.
Cool.
Oh, okay. Cool. All right, so here we have our sign up sheet. As you can see, the right side is getting pretty full, which is good. We still need someone to talk about why eliminating processed foods and sugars is helpful. There's a link right here that gives you all the information that would need to be talked about anyway. So this one's kind of nice because it's provided for you. We just need someone to have a face and a voice to it. So that one, and then hydration and poop. So there's also information on this one, and anyone can take that one as well. And then the last day celebration kind of resources. We can go over that if someone wants that. And then this column here is for Gwen is doing all of our journal prompts. Thank you, Gwen. That's going to be so exciting. This area is kind of for like personal offerings. So it doesn't have to be a yoga class or breath work or meditation necessarily. Like Hannah said, I know we have a few girls who like to do forest bathing and teach that. So like that could be a fun thing, or anything of value that's your thing, you know? So I think anything that can educate someone on amplifying an area of their life, I think is valuable here. So consider this as well if someone feels called to do that. And we are trying to fill this up by like tomorrow or Saturday. So please help me out if you can.
The other thing I'll say is you can double up. If you want to do a yoga class and there's already a yoga class or two, that's fine. There can be multiple of like the same thing because it's going to be different for each person.
Yeah, I know Eliza's going to put in another yoga class. Yoga is more than welcome just to get people moving because that is a part of our guidelines, is movement every day. So movement classes are more than welcome, but also anything. Like I know we all have things that everyone has something beautiful to share. So if you want to share it, it's there.
Ooh,
I'm
good to think about.
about horse bathing right now. Okay. Oh, you're gonna do the poop! Yay! Okay. What I'll say is this is one of my favorite topics because people are so squirmish about it, and I'm like, it's. I think break that barrier with people and to be like, this is fine to talk about. Like, it's healthy to talk about your poop. Is so badass. There's actually
also really important to poop. I'm just saying because I've gone a month without pooping before, and it's not.
I couldn't imagine.
Oh my God.
People think it's gross, but it's really, really, really important because
it is so important.
Yeah.
There's an amazing NMD. God, I should put her profile in the tea time. Danny Martinelli, and she did a whole series on Facebook. And she's like just a badass mom, and she talks about poop for like a week straight. And she's like, I'm cracking the poop code. Like we're going to talk about poop. And I don't know, just like it can be funny too. Okay. That's my rant about poop. Okay, cool. Anything anybody else would like to add, ask, questions, anything on any of that? No? Okay, cool. If anything else pops up, feel free to mention it. The second thing that we kind of just wanted to talk about is how everybody's feeling. Maybe we can just go around, and I think it can be general with, life, but how are you feeling about talking about this business, inviting to this business with everything that's going on? Maybe if you have some blocks around conversations, and I promise you that like whatever you're experiencing has crossed my mind, has crossed Sophia's mind, has crossed Gwen's mind. Like, so I want to open this up for conversation. If you're like, I don't know how to invite to something right now with everything that's happening. So if anybody wants to be vulnerable and just like put yourself out there with what you're going through, please do so.
I'll go.
Hey, Della.
Yeah. I've been really heavy. I guess the past week and a half, 2 weeks, and just every day, just trying to find something to be thankful and grateful for has been my focus, because I feel like I haven't been able to share anything, to really just concentrate on myself, self-care, and to just kind of hunker down and ground myself before I can move forward. So that's where I've been the past, I guess, week and a half with everything that's gone on. And I've completely taken a break from social media, not watching the news, just trying to interact with friends, and my husband and my four-leggeds. And just really trying to concentrate on grounding myself, which has been good. And it's funny because this whole COVID thing really, that's been a blow in and of itself, having to isolate, having to, rethink how you do everyday life. And I definitely went through a period of depression, which has been interesting because that's not something I've ever really dealt with. I'm a very optimistic, happy person. And so I've had a yoga practice, and that's gone by the wayside. Even my daily walks have gone by the wayside. So I've really tried to use this, this time to reground myself, start walking again, start working with my breath, start in my yoga practice. And it's hard. I will not lie. It's been hard, but just taking, one step a day has been, I'm already feeling lighter. So my 2 cents.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing.
Absolutely.
I felt the same way. Like, it's been really challenging. I feel like everyone's foundation has just been shook. And the things that we used to use as building blocks, we're questioning every part of ourselves. Yeah. And my biggest thing is to lean, like you said, being in community, being with my partner, like lean on the things and the people that remind me of who I am. So, has anybody else thought of that? Yeah.
I definitely feel like it's like affecting me physically too. Like, I don't know if anyone else has felt like physical, like ailments and like things that maybe they didn't feel before. And like, that makes things harder too. Like that, like the emotional side is just taking like a total toll, like on my body. And I feel like I've always been able to use exercise and stuff to escape. And sometimes you're like, fuck, that hurts. I can't. Like, yeah. And that's like so hard too. And then it becomes lonely, and that sucks. Oh, girl, I feel you. Thank you. Like, thank God for dogs and cats.
First, you're like, seriously. I don't know what I'd do without. I love it, the four-leggeds. I have something that you guys, I think, will all find really interesting. So a few days ago, I was having really, really bad pain in my tailbone, in my root chakra. So I went to the chiropractor yesterday to get everything done. She's just like, it's so locked up. And I'm like, physical ailments literally in my root chakra. My whole foundation has been fucking, so I so relate to that, Kristen. I so relate to that.
That's actually wild.
Yeah.
That's wild. I hope she helped you.
Oh, totally. I'm just hurting today.
Oh, I bet. Oh, God. I have like chills from that.
Good. I'm standing. My hips. Good. Anybody else have anything they want to add to that and just like release?
Caitlin, were you gonna go?
No, you go.
I was feeling very similar, like midway through, like just kind of sluggish and slow. and I've found myself in a funny state where I've been shopping online a lot. And it's okay. It's like keeping me excited. But I'm like, okay, this like I kind of want to set an intention for like maybe the reset for my own to like not buy anything online too. I mean, yeah, we got the paddleboard. We need the paddleboard, so probably didn't need like 10 bathing suits. That's just like a confession, sort of. I just feel like that is not normal for me, and it's like it's manifested because of imbalances and other things.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've been buying a lot of like small things online,
Yeah.
like zip patches or just like something like like sauces on Amazon, which I've stopped also
I've
because
always had an Amazon addiction. I'll admit it.
sometimes you can't get certain ingredients up here, and so I just order it from Amazon because it's easier.
I hate supporting Amazon, but I love Amazon.
Oh.
Thanks for. What were you gonna say, babe?
I've been feeling like more frustrated lately this week, like noticing myself getting into these like annoyances in the morning, just like in anticipation of like starting my day and just being like, gotta like get out of it. But I've just been noticing like my mind like circling around things that frustrate me over things like I have gratitude towards.
Yeah. I feel like that loop. Thanks.
I've been feeling it's hard to put. I have such a hard time sometimes putting things to words because it's a feeling, and I'm very like visceral, I guess, if you will. But I've been navigating like allowing myself to enjoy me and who I am, because this whole thing has brought up so much of like worthiness, self-worthiness, somehow in like this process of acknowledging Black people, which I think is so important. Like, it's not that I'm not, I feel like, it's a movement that's making change, and it's beautiful what has already changed from all of it so far. But like something that drives me in my life is my passions and my worth and my daily, my day-to-day that fills me up, right? And for the past like week and a half, I could say that I've almost been wondering if I'm allowed to have that joy and that the life that I was born into, right? As well. And I know that's not the purpose of this, and I know that that's a part of healing, is going through this process of stopping and actually taking a look at your life and acknowledging that you have it good, and doing something that can help from whatever that is for you. But it's been interesting. Like, I've never actually, I feel like self-worth and joy is something I've worked my whole life to be good at and to have, and I've been so grateful to be able to have it. And all of a sudden I felt like it kind of got stripped away, and I was like, okay, so where am I now? Like, what do I do now? Am I allowed to continue being me and feeling good about that? And yeah, it's interesting. Like, recently, obviously, I'm coming around to the other side again, because a lot of times when we get have these challenges, we have to cocoon and go inward to figure out what that is and how you're going to reframe from this thing. But yeah, I can say that now it feels lighter, but it was really, really interesting to just feel that.
I relate.
Yeah.
It's almost like an identity crisis, and it's like I thought I knew exactly who I was. Like, what? Where did like?
Yeah, we knew who we were in our own little white privileged world, I suppose,
Right.
which I
But
think
we're still allowed to be that person. It's just having a newer awareness, you know?
a new lens that we get to, additional lens that we get to look through.
Yeah.
Oh God, I feel like with all of this, and I feel like we've all been, you can relate to what everybody shared. I think it's really hard to do anything outward.
Mm.
It's really hard to know how to show up for other people because I don't even know how to show up for myself right now. So yeah, I think that's why this reset, this community, like figuring out how to fill up our cup right now and inviting people in to do that with us. And you can have that conversation with your friends, be like, I don't know if you've been feeling X, Y, and Z. That's how I've been feeling, but I'm really looking forward to this reset to figure out how I can better nourish myself right now and get back to feeling like myself. And that's not a bad thing. And I think just finding a way to authentically talk about how that can be for them as well, because it's what's filling you up. Yeah, that for me feels really authentic. Because you're not trying to get anything out of anybody right now. That's not, I mean, it's never our goal. But Caroline, did you want to say something? I know you might be getting ready for your trip, but if there's anything you wanted to share, I wanted to make sure to give you that space.
Sorry, guys, I can't share right now, but I'm listening, I promise.
Okay, no worries, babe. I would ask.
I think something that's exciting about the reset, I feel like as we get closer to it, I'm feeling a little lighter because we have this thing to do together. No, I don't know. I just lost it. It's just like literally words just blank. No, I think that it's a nice way to remember what this business does for us without having to like, you know, put ourselves super out of our comfort zone. And the fun thing about the resets is everyone who is involved is so grateful for it. And I think I'm looking forward to that energy and that just community. Yeah.
I feel like I totally understand like where everyone's coming from, but it's like I almost have like an opposite feeling because I think like I've spent a lot of time being like floating from like physical place to place. So like I think a lot of my identity literally comes from like not being in the same place for a long time. And like now I've been in the same place for a long time. And I live with my parents. And I'm like, who am I? And what am I doing? So I'm like still going through that same like, what do I like find happiness from? But instead I was just like, I'm like, I realized I have to think more long term. Like life is you have to make friends that like last and habits that last and things like that, because you can't just spend like your whole life like floating around because shit like this happens, or you know, like somebody passes away or something and your whole life gets rocked and like you have to build a steady foundation. So like having like a group of people like you guys is like the coolest way to learn that about myself, because I could be like, you know, like it's great to learn from other friends and stuff, but it's really cool to like see how you guys navigate this situation. So I'm like, we're really, 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 really grateful for that. Thank you.
Love you.
I can't see right now, so I'm like,
oh, so sweet. And I so relate to that though, Kristen. Like for a long time, my identity was being here, being there. And I realized, and I don't know, maybe this resonates with you or maybe not. I realized that I liked having things constantly changing because I was fearful of what it would be to be consistent, like what that would provide. Yes. And I always felt like I had to run from things. I'm a runner. It's
so true.
Yeah,
it's so true.
And just like what could be possible if you sat down and you're like, I'm at home in my body and that's all I need. and that's the consistency. And then I feel like everything else kind of can ground. But I do think you're exactly where all of us are, because we're all at this playing field of what the fuck, and can we rebuild? Some of us maybe have some building blocks that we've used in the past, but maybe they're not going to work this time, you know?
Yeah.
So just,
Absolutely. Thank you.
yeah, babe. Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah. Being home in our body, man. It's not easy though. Takes work.
Kristen, Gwen and I were actually talking about the Abundance Project the other day, and how like we've tried to erase it from our lives and see like what like.
Right.
And we were both like, wait, this is like massive. Like
It's amazing.
yeah, like just, you know, I think we all seek deeper community of self-worth and growth, and to have that is not always easy. And to have like a space where we're all in this for the same reasons, for, you know, not just helping other people with health, but also personal development and community around positive things in life. You know, I can speak for myself. Like, I've always had friends who are on the same page, but never this size of community where we get to do these big things and get to have these bigger conversations weekly. I mean, that in itself, it's changed my life. So just gonna be real about
Thank you.
that.
Hell yeah.
Let me cry. Let me just go.
And Hannah's the one who brought me here.
I love
And
it.
Gwen.
Aw.
And you guys are all, I mean, it's just awesome. I love seeing how we show up for ourselves. Like, it's so empowering to see 7 people on a screen this morning, and we're all just like here for bettering ourselves in some way. You know, it's beautiful.
Yes. Yes. With that being said, also, Kristen, I know we were talking about, and Caitlin, I know we were talking about doing a cacao circle here in Vail sometime soon, which I feel like we can start doing, and it's legal.
Yes.
Especially if we do it outside.
Yes.
So that should definitely be something that we all talk about. Maybe we have a little little group chat, and if anybody from other parts of the state or other states want to join.
Cool. Yeah.
Because I think I that's been really hard for me, is to not have, like, from when COVID started to now, we would have had probably like 8 in-person events where I would have had the opportunity to be in community with everybody. And you guys maybe would have been able to meet some other people in person. And the fact that you feel this tangibly and viscerally, even though we've all been pretty much virtual, like, speaks to the power of what's possible, in my opinion. So, yeah.
I think.
That Norm.
Yeah. Sorry. Did you hear him crying?
Yeah. He's singing. Who to sing to?
He's such a baby. He's crying because I'm not paying attention to him. I'm like, oh my God. I was thinking, like, if I'm totally open to having my space, especially if we were outside, because my parents have a yard by the river that's awesome, and it's got like we could even just like do that, and then like if we all wanted to like barbecue or like hang out too, we're welcome to. I also thought like just anywhere by the water is like hearing the river right now is really healing for me personally. I think it's just because it's so loud that it like takes away all the voices that are like kind of like, you can't do this or don't do that or whatever. You kind of just like, oh yes, water.
Washing away the shoulds.
Yeah.
Like that.
Right, exactly. It really does. It really does. And I know we all love Wim Hof, so maybe some Wim Hof breathing.
Yeah. I'm in.
Yeah, I'm definitely open to open that space. I have to mute everyone just for a sec. Is this thing? But I'm listening.
Okay. Thanks, babe.
Thank you.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I feel like we just have to pick like maybe a date in the next few weeks, and
Sounds good. we'll get her rolling. It'll be fun. With that being said, I should have mentioned this in announcements, but I'll have my phone, but I'm taking a week, 10 days off. I'm leaving on Saturday and I won't be back until next Wednesday. So obviously lean on each other, the Tea Time Chat, Sophia, any other people in the Abundance Project. I'll probably be checking in with everybody individually before I leave, but this is my first vacation since I started this business. Like I haven't taken more than a few days off in almost 3 years. So I'm really, really excited. I'm addicted to work. So I'm breaking that addiction. Huzzah. And that's also to give you guys permission that if you need to take a few days, a week, just to like be with yourself and your family and come back and feel more energized and motivated, you're allowed to do that. Like feeling guilty, and I'm just speaking from my own experience, like feeling guilty about not showing up when you're not feeling like yourself, waste of your time. Take your time and come back. And also, I will say sometimes when you're feeling the resistance towards the community, it's also a sign to lean in more. So discerning which one you need. Yeah, clearly I'm working on that. So I'm trying to think about what else we were going to talk about. I know we were going to send a few messages to people, and it doesn't need to be a mass. It's not a competition of like who sends the most messages right now. I really want it to be coming from a heart-centered place, but to invite some folks to the reset and speaking about maybe your struggles and being super vulnerable with them, and how this is going to serve you and how it might serve them. But I know, Sophia, you wanted to do a quick visualization little thing beforehand. Is there anything else we want to do before we drop into that?
I don't think so, unless anyone has anything else to say or any questions.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yay!
I just wanted to do this visualization because sorry guys, I slept really well last night and I like woke up really puffy and groggy.
That's awesome.
Well,
No.
allergy season too.
You know, actually, I don't have allergies this year because of Peace Plus. My dad doesn't either.
That's kick ass.
Yeah.
Possible.
I was kind of wondering why mine
crying.
seemed better.
It's crazy. I literally used to be crying like every day and sneezing. And my dad too. He's not even allergic to cats anymore, which is crazy because that's
What? That's like actually unreal. It's crazy.
My dad's allergic to cats anymore. Tom really wants a cat.
so does Alex. I'm not gonna go there because I can't do the litter box thing.
It's always guys that want them.
Yeah.
The ladies,
Well,
like divine lady energy, you know?
And they're beautiful, like they're wonderful, but mine doesn't like me, won't hang out with me. So, too good for me.
I
Not like Norm.
Meow meow is so cute.
So cute. They are really like Mochi. Oh.
Moochie moochie. Okay.
So anyways, I'm sorry, I can't get my thoughts. This visualization is going to help me too, and I wanted to do it for all of us because I had a feeling we were all feeling a little bit similarly, and I've been working on just trying to energetically maybe shift from the inside, so that I can kind of come back out and, you know, do the work that I want to do, and that fills me up. So okay, so if you guys are all ready, just find a comfortable seat and close your eyes. And just start to take a big inhale through the nose. And on the exhale, just drop from your head to your heart. Let's do that 2 more times. Sinking down into your body, feeling your heart space. Just being present with your body, what does it feel like? When you think about reaching out or starting to do your work, what is that honest feeling that comes up inside? Just sit with that for a second. Observe what that feels like in your body. And as you observe that, just know that that feeling is valid and it's okay. But it's really important to remember why we're here in the first place. Coming back to why we even started, right? What does this mean to us? Just remembering the excitement of joining this team, starting this work, what that felt like too, because that's also valid. We are here to help ourselves become better humans, grow together, be together, learn together. We're also here to spread health to the masses. So just coming to that thought, what is this business for you? Why did you join? I just want you to start visualizing community, people who don't even know about this yet, people who need it, and everyone that's already here. Imagine that community growing. See if you can see what that looks like, right? More and more people popping up with joy, health, wealth, all of it. How big can you see your community? And feel the gratitude of everyone that's involved. Just try to envision that community growing, knowing that that's what we're here to do. And then bringing your hands to your heart, feeling your heart again. And just inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. And go ahead and open your eyes when you're ready.
That was awesome.
That's what I needed.
You, babe. You need to have little recordings of that to drop into before I send messages any day of the week. Cool.
All right. Well, yeah. Let's invite some people to the reset and bring a fun little community starting on Monday. We've got so many fun things happening.
Groovy. And some music on.
Gwen, you had a question about the journal prompts, right?
Oh yeah. I was wondering, like where, oh sorry, I'll turn off my music. I'm listening to like cool banjos or something. I was wondering if the reset questions, like if we want to gear them towards what we are like emphasizing in the structure of the reset, like eliminating sugar, like asking a question about what's your relationship to sugar, or like what are some tools that I use when I have a sugar craving, like that, those kind of things, to embody more of what's happening, or just kind of stick with like, you know, what they did last month and like do the moon stuff, do intentions, do gratitude, or all of it.
I like all of it. I think you could pick. So I think if we focus too much on our relationship to each topic, it might get like stressful for some people if they have really bad relationships to all categories. And this is not, you can correct me if I'm wrong, or if that doesn't sound necessarily true. So I don't want to trigger anyone, but I also think it is important to reflect on this process because that's what this is about. So I'm wondering if there's like a in between type of like, you know
Because
what I
like to sum up at the end, like what were like of all of the suggested limitations, like what were your like insights from each one?
I think there's a progression that can be done. Like start off with like, how are you feeling going into this? Like, what are you what do you have most anxiety about? Like maybe ask yourself why, blah, blah, blah. Like, and then maybe halfway through, it's like, how are you feeling today? Like, you know, and I do love the idea of like reflecting with the food portion of like my relationship to, like, what does my relationship to food look like? Do I, and obviously make this your own, but these are just some things I was thinking about. Like, do I do I eat to nourish myself? Do I eat when I'm stressed? Like, not that, and I think making it so it's not like anything is bad, but just to have an observation and an awareness around it is kind of what I was thinking could also be really helpful.
Yeah, it could be like beginning, what does it look like to nourish myself? And then at the end,
Ooh.
what does it like to nourish myself?
like that. I like using the word like nourishment instead of limitations or elimination.
Totally.
More focusing or directing them more on like a positive thought about the subject. Yeah.
I'm gonna get my and then logically we are in a crazy time. Okay, so we're gonna be overlapping the solar eclipse and new moon. No, full moon.
So I was gonna ask you, Gwen, too, because I know you're doing all the journal questions, which might be a lot on your plate, but I was gonna ask you if you wanted to add something in the other column of like a live offering or recorded offering on astrology.
Yeah, I'd love to do that, especially for, you know, we're about to do the summer solstice, so like that's a huge mile marker for the year.
And I think just like explaining what that means for people, because I feel like there's going to be a lot of people in this group that don't typically care.
Well, yeah, I could record it and then put it out on that Saturday, because I think that's the day that everything's happening at once.
It's all raining down.
So which day?
It's on the 20th, or it could be on the 21st.
It's up to you.
Guys, this playlist from with Teachers of Color on Insight Timer is so fire.
The meditations?
I'm going to send you guys the link in the chat just so you can have it for yourself, but I'm going to make a little like...
Yeah. Okay, I'll do the 20th.
The 20th?
20th.
Mm,
And then what's it called?
Astro chat.
Astro Chat.
I
Okay.
love that.
Thank you.
Astro chat.
Okay.
I'm excited for these meditations as well. Did you see that Ellen is going to open up with a meditation and music?
I think that's so perfect.
Yeah.
And I think we can have both.
I think so too, because otherwise we're really limiting like what's in there, and we just need to also fill the spots too, and it's all valuable.
Oh, while I have you guys here, and we can go into the group, but what do you think would be a better time for tea time moving forward? What works for you two, I guess, first?
Well, neither of us have 9 to 5, so
Yeah.
I know, but like, I feel like we have a lot of calls at night, and that's why I'm hesitant to do another call at night. And at the same time, like,
I don't know. I feel like night times are hard for me because, well, and Gwen, because we usually end up like trying to make dinner and collab or connect with the boys, and it's like
I totally agree.
go on a bike.
they're done with work and we're always busy at night. It's like a little. I've noticed some jealousy come up from Alex with that. Like, oh, another
Yeah,
meeting.
that used to be a thing with Tom, but then I'm like, do you want me to make money?
Yeah, well, and I say that too, but it's like we all have all day, and then we choose night to be the meetings, and it is.
I know it's hard for, yeah. I'm thinking Danielle's now at a 9 to 5. Alex is working as a lifeguard right now, right? Caitlin always makes it work the best she can with her 9 to 5. Who else has limitations now moving forward that you know?
I think a lot of my people, I mean, Marie, she teaches, but a lot of my people are kind of like entrepreneurs that work for themselves. So it's nice.
No, I mean, maybe we can get at
Obviously-
9 and just like, if you can make it, you can make it. If you can't, you can't. But
We could do that, or I mean, I guess if we wanted to do a night, we could pick one that like might already have another commitment, just so that I don't know.
I feel
What are
like
your thoughts on night, Gwen? I mean, I kind of just.
What about, like, is there any way we could just like piggyback it onto what we're already doing? Because, the team call's only a half an hour.
yeah, but East Coasters don't want to do something at, what is it, 10 p.m. by the time that they're done with team call.
Or before.
Before, right now, I have my coaching calls.
And we're about to start or we will be doing the QSC call before, eventually, right?
Yes.
What the girls?
And then Monday night we have leadership.
That's why I was like, I could piggyback it on that. If I had a night that would be best, it would be Monday. Just because I already have that 5 to 6. So
Okay. So maybe I'm gonna stop recording. Bye everybody.